First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and the ourselves great millstone, while unto truth, and also to the oath elect that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom, and come back here today with another great, powerful lesson, the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is Reverse ATMs, a move closer to a cashless society. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Before we start today's lesson, I have a quick Google search right here. And it reads, it says, cash to card kiosks, also called reverse ATMs, are self-service terminals that let users convert cash into digital currency or load funds into a prepaid card. So users insert cash into the kiosk or one of these vending machines that they have. It said, and the corresponding amount is credited to a linked card or provided as a digital balance. It says here, it said cash to card kiosks are often found in places like amusement parks, sports stadiums, and arenas, said college campus, music festivals, supermarkets, retail locations, hotel, cinemas, and zoos. So we're seeing that we're getting very close to a cashless society, also a digital society that's going to be dealing with your digital IDs, also biometrics. So we're seeing where these things are going. They constantly, gradually bringing it into place. These kiosks are these what they call these vending machine that will convert your cash into a card, whereby you can use it. So they're constantly, slowly moving away from cash. So cash is getting ready to be obsolete. They shall throw their silver and gold into the street because of what? It's getting ready to be worthless. Pretty much now, the dollar is pretty much worthless now. They just got to announce this new system. So we already know that they have everything is in place. They have these digital IDs. They have this new currency, also this new blockchain technology. It's getting ready to come into play. And also we know that these BRIC nations bringing in their new payment system, or their new currency. I think it's 159 countries now, and counting. That they're getting ready to ditch the dollar. So the solution is they're gonna bring this order out of chaos and bring forth this new way of doing things, which in fact is digital, programmable, also implantable, subdermal, under your skin. So all road leads to that grain of rice. We go over these things over and over. But one thing about this is where we at right now. So we see it right here that they're setting these things up in the amusement parks, sports stadiums, and arenas, college campus, music festivals, supermarkets, retail locations, hotels, cinemas, and zoos. So right now, a lot of these places right now is already, I think the NFL has face recognition. So all that's going to work hand in hand with this new currency. It's going to, face recognition, palm recognition, eye retina scan, what else? Dealing with your social credit score, also carbon footprinting. A lot of things are coming into play. Also, it's going to work hand in hand with this universal basic income. So that's lining these things up. So already in these stadiums, they saying that they're using face recognition. So they put everything right in your face, right in front of you. And a lot of people right now still are relaxing in their leaves, not paying attention to the signs of the time, and they are here. They're right in front of your face. We are not ignorant of Satan devices. It says here that these kiosks can be beneficial in environments where digital transactions are the norm, helping to break down barriers that might prevent customers from accessing service or products. They can also be convenient. Remember that word, convenient, for people who prefers not to use traditional banking systems. So they're getting ready to do away with this this old banking system. So when all these things go down, when the dollar finally crash, we know that they're gonna be bank runs, gonna be a lot of looting, a lot of protesting, rioting, civil unrest, civil war. So that's why they already gonna have a lot of things in place. They got these sleeper cells in place, and one thing that's order out of chaos. So we already know that all roads is gonna lead to that the MOTB. So they want this total control. So they constantly putting it in your face, little by little. Like certain places you go to now, they already have it in like Walgreens, Walmart, Targets, what are the Whole Food, Amazon, where you just wave your hand, wave and speak. So they already have these the RFIDs sensors already in place. So the system is here. The only thing they get ready to do is bring down this old system and bring forth this new system, which in fact is this global reset. But they're in for a rude awakening. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua will not let them perform their enterprise. So we already know that, this is going to cause total chaos and anarchy. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of things that are happening, You know what I'm saying? It's going to be city against city. You know what I'm saying? Sedition among men. So this is what this is going to cause. A lot of people going to buck up against this new way of doing things. We put it like that, the NWO. So we're very close, very, very close. So right now, the kiosks, I've been noticing they've been popping up all over the place, replacing your cash. They're saying certain places already cash is dirty and it might carry some type of virus. So we know we have all these different outbreaks, these virus, and also they're blaming it on the cash, all kind of way. We're not ignorant of Satan devices. So now let's get this it's another little article I got here by Newsbreak, just a little bit more edification. It says here, this Newsbreak, it says here, it said, let's see what it's by. It's the Rod Ryan show on Newsbreak. You can look it up if you get a chance. It says here, it says a new trend said reverse ATMs that take your cash and spit out a card. So that's exactly where they're going, doing away with this fiat currency, this petrodollar. Already knowing about the petro agreement, I think it was back in June. They're not going to renew it. So we already know that a lot of these nations are moving further and further away from this petrodollar, the U.S. dollar. So we knowing that this dollar is getting ready to be obsolete. The dollar is pretty much is worthless. The end of the dollar is the end of America, and also the end of the world as we know it. Esau, the end of this earth, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Let's get a little bit more. It says, have you ever been to a place that only accept cash? And if you didn't have any, they just point to a shady ATMs in the corner. So, well, now the opposite is happening. So the opposite is happening right now. Everything is getting ready to go digital, getting ready to do away with the old way of doing things, to bring down this new system, bring forth the fourth industrial revolution. Also, it's going to be dealing with robotics, transhumanism. A lot of these things are taking place. Pseudoscience. A lot of things are coming into place left and right. So like I said, these days, a lot of places don't take cash and only accept digital payments through credit and debit cards or mobile wallets. So what happens if you only have cash? It says here, reverse ATMs have been popping up, which take your cash and then spit out plastic. So they basically burn a debit cards. So and they deduct transaction fee, which is usually a few bucks. So it's pretty much works the same way, just like your debit card is now. They're still gonna charge you a fee. But seeing how they're constantly moving away from cash. So things to get ready to go digital. Revelation chapter 13, 15 to 18. You will not be able to buy or sell without having it under your skin. The charagma. It's gonna be this. It's gonna work hand in hand with this digital currency. So we're seeing that the stage is set. All things are ready. It says here. It said they have these things at Yankee stadiums. So where the concession stands don't accept cash, but some people are not happy about it. So like, but one thing we seeing right now, these stadiums, it's already started with the NFL, so all these different uh, different stadiums across America. You know, you're gonna use these reverse ATMs, also facial recognition. When you go into the acronym SMART, it goes into surveillance, monitoring, reporting, technology, and analysis. So it's gonna be total control. So Big Brother will be watching. So they get ready to bring this system into play. So let's get a quick precept before we start today's video. Let's go here to Ezekiel chapter 7. Let's go here. Just a very quick lesson through the Spirit. There's something I've seen where these devils are constantly, gradually bringing it right before you, trying to creep it in. But through the mental law, we see, we are constantly watching. We're constantly being a watchman for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We're seeing that he's getting ready to try to fill his belly. Let's start here. It says, Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19 said, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their soul, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. So a lot of people this cash, this old way of doing things, it's going to be a stumbling block. They thinking that they have plenty of cash right now, great bank account, jobs, resources, things right now going very good. This is the quiet before the storm, because all of a sudden, just like I said, we're happening on a Friday. You will own nothing and be happy. So a lot of people, that money going to be worthless. So people going to have a great vexation of spirit. A lot of people going to be great desperation. It's going to be a lot of robbing, stealing, and killing. Also we knowing that starvation will come back in a big way. When there's no money, it's going to be chaos everywhere. People can't, buy food. Their favorite, maybe their favorite merchandise that they might want to go get, product, whatever, so on and so on. Alcohol, cigarette. People, are depending on what these medical. This medicine and stuff like this, witchcraft, and will not be able to get it. A lot of people's on dialysis, different things like that. So, many shall be taken in a great number. When this system crash, it's going to cause all sorts of chaos. A lot of people going to die in a great number. We're constantly warning you, left and right. It is here, it is at the door. So they're constantly moving further and further away from this fiat currency, this petrodollar. It's getting ready to move towards a digital society where you're going to have to take it under your skin. Let's read this once again. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their soul, shall neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. So we seeing right now, the one that saved his life shall lose his life. So a lot of people right now are comfortable, relaxing in their leads, thinking that they're a good case. But all of a sudden, all hell is getting ready to break loose. And one thing about it, a lot of people are going to starve to death. A lot of people are not going to have a place to stay. They're going to be homeless. A lot of people are going to be taken to these FEMA, these chipping stations, these facilities. And a lot of people are going to line up like clockwork. Trust in the strength of Egypt, and you will be totally destroyed. And one thing about it's time to seek your true power while he can be found. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Reverse ATMs, a move closer to a cashless society. So now let's start today's video. And after the video, we will start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Things are changing fast in this digital world, so much so that a growing number of businesses will not even accept cash anymore.
Yeah, they are starting to set up reverse ATMs that quickly turns cash into a prepaid debit card.
Cash is really still king, but reverse ATMs are definitely the way of the future as more businesses look for ways to go cashless. Here at Madison Square Garden in Midtown Manhattan, they already have machines inside the arena that can actually convert your cash into a debit card. You load money into a kiosk like you see here, and within seconds, you can get a receipt confirming your conversion and a prepaid active card. Many of the prepaid cards are either MasterCard or Visa, and you can use them anywhere where those cards are accepted. Some kiosks may actually charge you a $5 fee for the card. Meanwhile, amusement parks, fast food restaurants, and many professional sports venues are already using the cash to card kiosks, and you'll start seeing more of them in airports and on college campuses. Business owners say they like the kiosk because it helps prevent theft and robberies, and it stops the spread of germs that can really be found on a lot of money that's downright dirty. Now, many people started going cashless during the pandemic because they did not want to touch money and coins, fearing they could contract the virus. Like San Francisco, DC, Philly, and New York, they actually have bans on cashless businesses. So business owners, by law, cannot refuse to accept any cash. Up to 5% of U.S. households, or 6 million Americans, are considered unbanked. That means they don't have either a checking or savings account. They prefer to deal in strictly cash. So yeah, guys, it's relatively new, but here in New York City and other places around the country, this is the way of the future.
And they wouldn't let me pay with cash to come in. And anywhere and everywhere we go, it says cashless, cashless stadium. So your dollars are worthless now. And I guess the federal government is completely defunct because it says on the dollar that this is good for all debt, public and private. And yet places like this now don't accept cash at all. And the lady told us it's a mandate. I said, well, it's only a mandate when both parties agree. I don't agree. I want you to take my cash. She said, we won't do it. So folks, you need to stand up for your right to use cash because this is the way the mark of the beast comes in. And this is their plan.
The world elites plan on implementing a cashless society with a one world digital currency for total control over the population. And I'm going to show.
So we're seeing right now, we're very close to this new beast banking system, this new digital society where it will be programmable, what I'm saying, implantable. Also, it will be digital, so we're seeing right now they're moving closer and closer to this cashless society. You know what I'm saying? So one thing about one world currency, one world government, one world religion, these things are becoming a reality. The hour of temptation is fast approaching. It's at the door. In the middle, Lord, we're constantly warning you left and right. So a very quick lesson through the spirit and the power. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let's go ahead to Zephaniah chapter 1. Let's go ahead to Zephaniah chapter 1. We get one more and we'll close out. Not meant to be a long lesson. I did a lesson on it maybe about a year, I think last year sometime, but doing a follow-up lesson on this for edification purpose because we're moving closer to this hour of temptation, this Jacob's trouble, a time of trouble that we have never seen before. Everyone on the planet is getting ready to make a decision whether they want to or not. He calls us all great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the charagma in their right hand or their forehead. These things are coming to reality. The elder Tahar of a great millstone already deemed this year the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. So we're seeing that these things are lining up just like clockwork. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. So now let's get started here. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. He said, and it shall come to pass in that day, says the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the sacking, and a great crashing from the hill. So we already know about the Great Depression of 1929 through I think to 32. So we already knowing about that recession, what happened, about the system crashing back then. It was all by design. Also the one in '08, but this one that is coming is going to be far greater. There's no coming back from it. We will have healed Babylon, but she will not be healed. So one thing about it that we know that the Lord is getting ready to bring total destruction to America. In 1 hour thy judgment comes. So the Lord's going to crash all these systems. The Lord's going to get ready to take down all these government and usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So we see it right here. We get ready to witness this great crashing in the hill. This great economic collapse. The end of the dollar is the end of America. It's the end of Esau, the modern day so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, the end of his system, his empire, and we cannot wait. We're seeing it happening with our own eye. Verse 11 says, how ye inhabitants of Mactosh, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. So this is talking about an ancient Wall Street back in ancient times. So we seeing right now how it happened back then. There's no new thing under the sun. So we see that the stock market is constantly dropping. We see that the NASDAQ is constantly dropping. A lot of things are happening. And also we know that the dollar is constantly circling and drain. These BRIC nations are on the ride. They're ditching the dollar each and every day. Getting ready to go back to the gold standard. But the Lord is getting ready to put us back on the gold standard when he returns. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. So we seeing right now the devil is getting ready to fill his belly, his agenda, his plan. You know what I'm saying? His what is that? Total control. You will own nothing and be happy. Verse 12 said, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled in their leagues, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. So a lot of people right now relaxing in their league, thinking that they're a good case, going on with their daily life, busy body of this fallen kingdom, and constantly want to accomplish something here. If you love it here, you get ready to die here. We're constantly warning you left and right. There's a lot of people, think they're eating good, they're drinking good, they still have a job, they still have money in the bank, they still have, they're riding around in their fine vehicle, the SUV, they still have their family. But guess what? This place is getting ready to be a third world country right before your eyes. And one thing about it, all hell is getting ready to break loose. And a lot of people get ready to have a vexation of spirit because what? They said the Lord will not do this or do that. You're in for a rude awakening. The Lord is getting ready to show you. He's getting ready to show up and show out. Verse 13, therefore their good shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. So the grind is getting ready to cease. These jobs already, the AI is taking over. Also, they're closing down a lot of different jobs and companies. Why are they doing that? Because they get ready to bring forth this new system to force you in a chokehold. When you go into that where Buddha goes into spoils, you're talking about these women. So a lot of things are getting ready to happen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of horrific things to get wrapped. Jacob's trouble is at the door. So right now, this place is constantly drying up. This place is on a decline. And we're constantly warning you left and right. Seek the Lord while he can be found. Redeem the time wisely. We're living in some evil, dark, perilous time. When the money go, when the food go, when the water go, all hell is getting ready to break loose. Bank run. Won't be no such thing as a bank. It's going to be a lawless time. We're constantly warning you left and right. It is here. It is at the door. Verse 14, it said the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasten greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry their ability. So there's going to be a lot of people travailing with a woman like child. These men, grown men, going to be very afraid, very frightened, very effeminate. And the Lord's not dealing with none of that. If the Lord's not on your side, you're going to die. If you're seeking after the crumbs off of Esau's table, you'll get ready to be unalive. So it's plain and simple. The day of the Lord is fast and approach. All of the signs of the times are here. Rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places. Nations will rise against nation. We've seen that the Lord is gathering the nation for the controversy of Zion. Ezekiel chapter 38. These things are lined up just like clockwork. The least of the flock shall draw them out, Israel. So everything is popping just like clockwork. And one thing about it, it's time to return to your true power while you still have breath in your body. Hey, let's go here. Verse 15 said that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasting, and desolation, and a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. So one thing about it, the Lord's going to return in the midst of all of this distress, all this wasteness, all this desolation, all this darkness and gloominess. The Lord's going to return in the midst of World War III, this thermonuclear exchange. But the Lord's going to set the record straight. The Lord's going to set that righteous order back upon this earth. And one thing about it, we cannot wait. How long, O Lord? This is not your rest. The Lord's getting ready to totally destroy this place, whether you were here or whether you will forbear. Verse 16, a day of the trumpets and alarm against the fenced city and against the high towers. Verse 17, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. So that's what's getting ready to happen from one end of the earth to the other end. The body count is getting ready to be great. And if we're constantly warning you left and right, a lot of men's going to be walking around here like blind men, bugged out of their mind. What I'm going to do, how I'm going to make it. And one thing about it, if you don't have faith and work, you're going to be unalive. We are constantly warning you left and right. It is what it is. Out of you seeking life, or you seeking death? And one thing about it, it is at the door. 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. And also the Lord said, first my judgment will start at the house of Israel. You wicked Negroes, you wicked Latinos, you wicked Native Indians, the one that's constantly relaxing in their leaves, thinking that you're a good case. And the Lord is at the door. He is visiting the earth that he created. It's time to wake your ass up and smell the coffee, because one thing about it, we are here. We are living in the end time, real time. So now let's go here, verse 18. It says here, Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 18 said, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So in 1 hour thy judgment comes. The Lord's getting ready to make a speedy riddance when all this hell break loose and all this disasters and calamities all around us happen, simultaneously. The Lord's going to make a speedy riddance with the fire of his jealousy. Is that what? That laser and chariot fire, also these IBCM missiles, they'll get ready to fly. Things could go nuclear at any given time. This is the quiet before the storm. We're constantly warning you left and right. Things are constantly heating up all across the world. We have calamities over here talking about pestilence, outbreaks, tell you about rumors of war, earthquakes, all sorts of strange weather pattern. Also the economy, it's telling you about is constantly plunging, constantly declining. It is here. We telling you left and right that the Lord said, keep not silent. Warn them for me. And one thing about it, you thinking that you are a doomsday prepper, or you might saying that you have a bunker. Those things are not going to save you. And no one is going to escape the hands of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. When all this hell break loose, you better be hoping that you're a part of the hopefully elect, the house of David, the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to Ecclesiastes, Sirach chapter 5 and verse 7, and we'll close out here. And it reads, it says, make no terror to turn to the Lord. Put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So a lot of people right now putting off from day to day. They're not considering the signs of the time. They're not redeeming the time. Why? They're not walking circumspect. They don't even give a damn. They're in the house of mirth. But one thing about it, there suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come upon them, and they shall be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. The Lord said, I will repay. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So the Lord is getting ready to bring forth that judgment that you have never seen before. And one thing about it, that, hey man, a lot of people desire the day of the Lord, but one thing about what end it will be for you. If you're not part of that 1/3 remnant, you're going to die. Verse 18, it said, set not thy heart or your mind upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. So whatever you think that you have, you think that you're good, you think that the Lord is dealing with you, whatever you're thinking. But one thing about it, that the Lord he said, in that day they shall know who are my chosen. You're going to know who the Lord is dealing with. And also you're going to know that a prophet had been among you, constantly warning you about this great economic collapse, warning you about this, pestilence, these plagues, these outbreaks, this great, tribulation, persecution, all these things are coming to pass left and right. Also the MOTV, the grain of rice, a lot of people will not be able to buy or sell. But a lot of people are going to line up and trust in the strength of Egypt. They're not going to trust in their true power, because they're going to be weak and afraid, effeminate, walking like blind men. I got to eat. I have to. I got to do this. My children, my wife, my husband, whatever. But one thing about it, the Lord say, the one that saves his life shall lose his life. And the one that loses his life shall save his life. Those are the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord shall be a stronghold in times of trouble. Put your total trust in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. When all hell break loose, you will be at a peace of mind, because the Lord will be protecting you. The Lord says, stand still. The Lord's getting ready to fight for us in ways that you do not know how. So one thing about it, that the Lord's getting ready to set that righteous order back in place. Even though we see that this devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath, it don't matter what he tries to do. The Lord already gave him bound that he cannot pass, and we cannot wait. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Reverse ATMs, a move closer to a cashless society. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.